The Craftsman bungalow is the most beloved home-style America ever built. Pasadena, California set the gold standard in the early 1900s, and over a century later we're still copying it. Low-pitched roofs, deep overhanging eaves, exposed rafters, fat-tapered porch columns. Every single detail does a real job. The wide front porch isn't decoration, it's an outdoor room where neighbors actually stopped and talked. Inside, built-in cabinets, window seats, real wood trim everywhere. The Green brothers built places like the Gamble House, now a National Historic Landmark you can actually tour. Here's why Craftsman won. The cheap version still looks good. A modest Craftsman bungalow in Portland, Oregon sells for around $650,000. Nobody wants a builder-grade box when they could have something that feels handmade. Builders try to fake it constantly. They never quite pull it off. Queen Anne homes are what happens when American Victorians get drunk on possibility. Turrets, towers, wraparound porches, fish-scale shingles, 3 different roof pitches on one house. San Francisco's Painted Ladies on Steiner Street, pure Queen Anne. Tourists pay good money to stay across from them. The style peaked between 1880 and 1910, back when industrial machines could finally crank out decorative spindles cheap. Suddenly, every middle-class family could afford a fairy tale. Original Queen Anne's in Cape May, New Jersey can sell for around $1.8 million today, and people line up to buy them. They're asymmetric, they're chaotic, and they absolutely work. Why? Because nothing on the facade matches anything else. Your eye keeps moving, you keep looking. The McMansion tried to copy this energy and produce disasters. Queen Anne does it with purpose. Mid-century modern is the only American style that looks better today than it did in 1955. Palm Springs, California is the world capital of MCM. The Kaufman Desert House by Richard Neutra defined the entire movement. Flat roofs, floor-to-ceiling glass, post and beam construction, indoor spaces flowing straight into the backyard. Eichler homes blanketed Bay Area suburbs in the 1950s, and an original Eichler in San Mateo now sells for around $2.3 million. Think about that. A 1,600 square foot tract home from post-war suburbia costs more than a Manhattan condo. The genius? Glass everywhere. You actually see your yard, your neighborhood, the sky. Compare that to your average new build, where the windows are smaller than your TV. Mid-century modern proved post-war optimism could be built into a house. We've been chasing it ever since. Colonial Revival is the closest thing America has to a national house style. New England started the trend in the 1880s, looking back at George Washington's era and saying, you know what, let's just keep building that. Symmetrical facade, centered front door, evenly spaced windows, simple gabled roof. Pure restraint. Williamsburg, Virginia rebuilt half its historic district in this style in the 1930s and basically invented heritage tourism. A real Colonial Revival in Greenwich, Connecticut sells for around $4 million. Easy. Here's the controversial part. Colonial Revival has outlasted every trendy style that came after it. Modernism, postmodernism, McMansions, all dated badly. Colonial Revival never goes out of style because it never tried to be fashionable. It just tried to be a good house. Quietly. For 140 years. Spanish Colonial is the soul of California and Florida. And the rest of the country is jealous. Santa Barbara, California rebuilt its entire downtown in this style after the 1925 earthquake, and the result is the most beautiful small American city you've ever seen. Stucco walls, red clay tile roofs, arched doorways, courtyards with fountains, wrought iron details. Thick walls keep interiors cool when it's 105 degrees outside, which actually makes sense in the climates where it gets built. Coral Gables, Florida has streets full of Spanish Colonials, with average prices running above $1.8 million. The style works because it respects the landscape. Compare that to a vinyl-sided New England Colonial dropped in Phoenix, baking your wallet in air conditioning bills every summer. Tudor Revival is the storybook fantasy that swept American suburbs in the 1920s and never fully left. Half-timbering, steeply pitched roofs, decorative brick patterns, leaded glass windows, massive chimneys. Bronxville, New York, and Shaker Heights, Ohio, are full of original Tudors that look like they belong in a fairy tale. People love them. Premium original Tudors in Shaker Heights can sell for around $700,000, well above the neighborhood median. The Tudor works because it's playful without being silly. The roof has personality, the door is arched. Something about it tricks your brain into thinking the house has been there for 400 years, even when it was built in 1928. That's not nostalgia. That's design working. Recognize this on your commute? Drop your city in the comments. Art Deco homes capture the glamour of the Roaring Twenties better than any other American style. Miami Beach's Ocean Drive has the largest concentration of Art Deco buildings on the planet. Roughly 800 of them, packed into 1 square mile. Pastel exteriors, geometric ornamentation, porthole windows, racing stripes carved into the stucco. Art Deco peaked between the 1920s and 1940s, then nearly got demolished in the 1970s before preservationists saved the entire district. Today, an Art Deco condo on Ocean Drive easily sells for over $1 million. The style works because it's optimistic. It looks like progress, like your city dreaming about its future. Most modern architecture forgot how to be joyful. Art Deco never did. Tulsa, Oklahoma even has a whole downtown of Art Deco towers. Prairie style is Frank Lloyd Wright's gift to American residential design. Period. The Roby House in Chicago, Illinois, finished in 1910, redefined what a home could look like. Strong horizontal lines, low-pitched hipped roofs, deep overhangs, ribbon windows wrapping the corners. The whole point was making the house feel like part of the landscape. Wright designed his homes to hug the prairie, not stand on top of it. Oak Park, Illinois holds the largest collection of his prairie houses, and architecture fans make pilgrimages there year-round. Prairie style basically pioneered open floor plans, which every modern American home now copies. Without Wright, your living room would still be sectioned off from your kitchen by 3 walls. Pause and think about how strange that would feel today. Federal-style homes are what early America built when it wanted to look elegant instead of just functional. Charleston, South Carolina, and Boston's Beacon Hill hold the best surviving examples. Symmetrical brick facades, slender columns, fanlight windows above the front door, delicate moldings inside. Federal homes peaked between 1780 and 1830, right when the new United States was trying to prove it had culture. A restored federal townhouse on Beacon Hill sells for around $5.5 million. They're tiny by modern standards, packed onto narrow lots. People pay anyway. Why? Because federal architecture has proportion. The window placement is mathematical, the door scaled to the human body, every detail considered. New construction rarely achieves this. Builders skip the geometry and tell you its character. It isn't. Greek Revival turned every prosperous American home into a temple between 1820 and 1860. Massive front-facing columns, triangular pediments, symmetrical proportions copied straight from ancient Athens. Nashville, Tennessee has streets lined with Greek Revival mansions. Madison, Indiana has so many it's a National Historic Landmark District. A premium restored Greek Revival in Madison can sell for around $400,000, which is wild given the square footage and build quality. The style spread because young America wanted to look like a serious republic. Greek democracy, Greek architecture, Greek confidence. The columns weren't decoration. They were a political statement carved in wood and stone. Most modern homes can't tell you anything that interesting. They just say, I have a 2-car garage. Shingle Style is the original American beach house, and it's quietly the best one we ever made. Newport, Rhode Island built the prototype in the 1880s. Wood shingles wrapping the entire exterior, including the gables, even the chimneys sometimes. Wraparound porches, asymmetric massing, sweeping roof lines that look wind-blown. Cape Cod, Nantucket, the Hamptons. The whole northeastern coastal aesthetic comes straight from this style. An original shingle-style cottage in East Hampton, New York can sell for around $8 million. Yeah, $8 million for shingles. The style works because the house weathers into its surroundings naturally. The shingles fade gray. The house starts looking like driftwood, unlike vinyl siding, which makes your house look like sad plastic 10 years later. Dutch colonial homes have the most distinctive silhouette in American residential architecture. The gambrel roof. 2 slopes per side instead of 1, giving the house a barn-like profile that's instantly recognizable. The Dutch brought it to New York and New Jersey in the 1600s, and it's been part of American suburbia ever since. Gambrel roofs create huge usable attic space, which is why these homes feel bigger inside than they look outside. Original Dutch colonials in Tarrytown, New York, sell for around $1.2 million. The 1920s revival spread the style across the entire country, especially in towns like Princeton, New Jersey. The style works because the silhouette does the work for you. No fancy ornament needed. The roof is the design. Drop your favorite American house style in the comments. See you in the next one.